All right, guys, how's it going? Hold My Helmet Football Podcast, your host, Will Reichling, back in action. What are we doing this week? We're doing record predictions for the NFL. And we're going to start with the AFC. Maybe in a week or two I'll do the NFC, but we will start with the AFC. The AFC, who has the four best quarterbacks in the league, are all in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. So you would think this is a stacked conference. In the past, it has been a stacked conference. But I think this year it's going to be a little different. Usually there's 4 to 5 different playoff teams every single season. But I think this season it might be more of the same. I'll get into that in a little bit. Like, subscribe, and share. And support me. Let's do it right now. Let's start with the AFC East. I'm a Jets fan. Let's start with the conference that I care about the most, obviously. And that's the AFC East. I have the Buffalo Bills, once again, going 13-4. Last year they went 13-4. They're going to do it again. I think they're going to go 13-4. So it's really the Bills' division to lose at this point. They add defense to defense in the free agency. They add to the defense in the draft. Got Joey Bosa, who, if he's healthy, could be a very effective edge rusher if he's healthy, because we've seen in other seasons that he's not being able to stay healthy. Like I said, add to the defense in the free agency, add to the defense in the draft. They drafted the corner in the first round, Maxwell Hairston. They even brought back Tre'Davious White, who I don't really think is going to be any good anymore, but just bringing him back in the building, Sean McDermott, I think it's going to boost the morale of the team, of the defense, and I think the Bills are going to do more of the same this season. Maybe they could contend for a Super Bowl. They really have to get past the Chiefs at this point, but in the regular season, they're going to be the best team in the AFC East. So 13-4 Buffalo Bills. The second place in the division, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots at 8-9. So a huge improvement from 4-13 to 8-9. And they're definitely going to be a better team this year. They have a better head coach in Mike Vrabel. They signed Stephon Diggs. And yes, he got hurt last season. We don't know how good he is. We don't know if he's the same receiver as he was when he was on the Bills. But he was still effective on the Texans last year before he got that injury. So I still think he's going to be a good veteran presence there. I think he's going to produce, 8 touchdowns. He's going to maybe put up 800, 900 yards, help that offense. Hopefully, they just drafted their tackle of the future, hopefully, and Will Campbell. But watch out for the running back Travion Henderson. Drafted in the second round. They need explosiveness in the offense, and I think he will give them just that. So I think they're going to be competitive this year. I think they will be fighting for a wild card spot in the last couple of weeks, but I think they fall short. They are a year away, in my opinion. 8-9 New England Patriots. Third place, that leaves the Miami Dolphins at 4-13. So you have the New England Patriots, in my prediction, going from 4-13 to 8-9, to the Miami Dolphins going from 8-9 to 4-13. So they just lost a lot of pieces, man. Obviously they traded away Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I actually like that trade because Jonnu Smith, the best year of his career, you're selling high for that. I absolutely agree with that. Jalen Ramsey's on the decline. You bring back Minkah Fitzpatrick, who I think is still a top safety in the league, but I just don't think that they have this. Look, they have a good offense. We all know about that. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I was about to say Mostert. Did they lose Mostert? Yes, they lost Mostert to the Raiders in the offseason. You still got Achane. They have an effective offense. There's no doubt about that. But, the defense is a little spotty. We know Tua in cold weather, end of season, against good teams kind of chokes. They really haven't had any exciting additions this offseason, and I don't trust Tua towards the end of the season against good teams. So I think this is the year they finally fall off and completely fall off a cliff. So mark my words, if this happens, they go 4-13, Mike McDaniels might be out of a job. Tyreek Hill's probably out of Miami. So I predict that this is the year that the wheels fall off for the Miami Dolphins. 4-13, in my opinion. Last but not least, fourth place, my New York Jets. My New York Jets, worst team in the division. I just don't trust Justin Fields as a quarterback. I just don't think Justin Fields is that good. People wonder why he was benched after going 4-2 in the Steelers last season. There's literally videos of wide receivers running wide open down the field. He either didn't see them or wasn't confident enough to throw the ball to them and did not throw it to the wide open receivers down the field. I literally saw one with a guy, I forgot who the receiver was, did an out route to the sideline, wide open, not a corner within 5-10 yards of him. The corner was playing really loose on him. Justin Fields looked at him about 15 yards down the field and just did not throw the ball, even though he was open. I don't know if he wasn't confident in his accuracy towards the sidelines, but that is a red flag right there. How much better could he possibly get at this point? I mean, you see the Sam Darnold story, you see the Geno Smith story. It's possible, but I just don't trust him with accuracy and precision passing in the pocket. Rookie head coach, On top of that, the Jets are not going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to be a good team. There's some people that think they might win 7-8 games. I think they're going to be really bad. 3-14 New York Jets. So the AFC East, let's recap that. Buffalo Bills 13-4, New England Patriots 8-9, Miami Dolphins 4-13, New York Jets 3-14. So let's go to the AFC North, one of the best divisions of football. I got the Ravens winning the division again. Last year they were 12-5. This year I got them going the game up, going 13-4. And look, as long as Lamar Jackson's there and Lamar Jackson is healthy, they're a playoff team. They're a division winner. And he's a 2-time MVP. Last season wasn't an MVP, might have been his best year out of all of them. So I think Lamar Jackson's only gotten better. Zay Flowers has only gotten better. They had DeAndre Hopkins, but how good is he at this point? I'm very confident. Bringing back Derrick Henry, 2-year extension. I mean, that offense is going to be lethal, completely lethal. And, at corner, I forgot about that. They signed Jair Alexander at corner. We don't know how good he still is, but he's still somewhat effective. We know that. So the Ravens are going to pick up right where they left off last season. It comes down to the playoff for the Ravens, not the division necessarily. So 13-4 Ravens. Number 2 in the division, I have the Bengals bouncing back from last season, going 11-6. Going 11-6. Look, if they don't make the playoffs this year, Zach Taylor has to be on the hot seat for his job. If they don't make the playoffs again, he might be gone. He might be gone. Look, they locked up Jamar Chase. They locked up T. Higgins. But again, they're having contract disputes with Shamar Stewart. They're having contract disputes with Trey Hendrickson. It's not like they had any huge additions on defense either. So it's like, I do think they'll be better, but they have to stop getting off the slow starts because it's been one too many, about 2-3 seasons in a row. It finally bit them in the ass last season. So they have to bounce back. They have to start off hot quick. Hot quick. Like I said, not many key pieces on defense that they had other than Shamar Stewart. Let's see who else they had. Cam Sample, B.J. Hill, Joseph Asai they re-signed. I mean, nothing crazy out there. So they had to make sure they shore things up with Trey Hendrickson and make sure Shamar Stewart gets in the building. But I do think they'll be better. Joe Burrow, top 4 quarterback in the league, probably had the best statistical season for a quarterback last season. So I'm high on the Bengals. I think they'll bounce back this year. Third place, Pittsburgh Steelers, going 8-9. Their first losing season under Mike Tomlin, 8-9, 10-7 last season. Look, I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is that good anymore. I think he's okay, but I don't think he can carry an offense. And where are your wide receivers? I do think DK Metcalf is better than Pickens, but what other receivers do they have? Calvin Austin, Robert Woods, Ben Skoranek. I do like their tight ends. They have 2 good tight ends, but what are the odds that Jonnu Smith has another big season after last season? Never put up more than like 480 yards before last season. Last season had a big year, almost 900 yards. What's the odds that happens again? Probably low. Probably low. So you traded for Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey, both declining players. I don't really think that was a smart trade. So yes, they have 2 good tight ends. Their running back situation is also a little sketchy. I know they did add in the draft Caleb Johnson, 3rd round. So hopefully that helps out with Jalen Warren, but still, I'm not scared of their offense. I'm really not. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is good enough to overcome an okay offense. I think he's good enough to lead a great offense to the playoffs, but I don't know about this offense. So I'm a little low on the Steelers. They're going to be competitive. The defense is going to be good with Mike Tomlin. They add some pieces on defense. Obviously adding Jalen Ramsey. They add big play Darius Slay. So they put some effort into the defense. Their secondary is going to be much better than last season with 2 good corners right there on top of Joey Porter Jr. So the defense will be good. It is the offense I worry about. And can they keep up with these high offenses in the AFC? The Bills, the Ravens, Denver might be better next season. We'll get into that a little bit later, but Steelers 8-9. That's where I have them 3rd place. Cleveland Browns, last place. Last year they went 3-14. I think they go 3-14 again. There's a saying. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. So if you have 4 quarterbacks, you definitely don't have a quarterback. A 4-person quarterback competition, and I just don't think this team's not going to be that good. Like, where's their wide receivers? I'm not crazy about this team at all. I think it's going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They're going to struggle. Not much more to be said there. Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel getting drafted in the same draft. Like, it's just insanity in that organization. So I'm out on the Browns. I'm sorry. So AFC North, we got first place, Baltimore Ravens 13-4. Second place, Cincinnati Bengals 11-6. Third place, Pittsburgh Steelers 8-9. And fourth place, Cleveland Browns 13-4. Let's go to the AFC South. So I'm going to have the Texans win the division. They're going to take a tiny step back, go 9-8. I mean, last year was expected with CJ Stroud, a little bit of a regression, sophomore slump. Defense has got more film on him. The line wasn't good last year, but they signed and drafted some pieces for that line. So let's hope that helps. Nico Collins still out there. Tank Dell, devastating injury. We don't know when he's going to come back. So I just don't think they're that good, but I think they're good enough to win this division. So 9-8, CJ Stroud's going to have a fine year. Texans 9-8, first place. Second place, Jaguars 7-10. I just don't trust Trevor Lawrence. Like, this is a weird team. The roster isn't bad. It's not bad at all. But I have no idea what Liam Cohen is as a head coach. I have no idea, absolutely no idea what Trevor Lawrence is as a quarterback at this point. Is he even a top 20 quarterback? I think he is, but he's been very underwhelming. So it's like, I don't even know where to put him in the league. He's so confusing to me because he's got all the talent in the world, but he just hasn't produced other than a half of a season. 8 games, 9 games. So I have him going 7-10. The Travis Hunter situation is a little weird. You don't know what's going to happen there. I just think they're a weird team. They're a weird team, weird coach, weird coaching staff, and 7-10 sounds about right for me. Third place, the Titans, 3-14 again. Best case scenario is they're bad and they have a top pick again. But Cam Ward shows promise. Cam Ward shows you promise. You lose out. You have another high pick and another big-time player, and you add to that roster because you need pieces on that roster. You got the quarterback, but you need to add to that. So 3-14, like, it's not crazy at all. People think they'd be better, but like the schedule's tough. So that's about where they're going to be. Colts. You're going to laugh at me. They went 8-9 last season. I had them going 3-14. If you're telling me that Daniel Jones, your job's going to ride on Daniel Jones being your quarterback, you're screwed. You're completely screwed. Again, 2 quarterbacks equals no quarterback. His best year threw 15 touchdown passes. Yes, he ran for 7, 22 total touchdowns. Ooh. But if you're riding your job on Daniel Jones, you're screwed. And Anthony Richardson is even worse. The Colts, like, people want to say the Colts have a competitive team. Daniel Jones is going to lead them to the playoffs. No, he's not. No, he's not. You think Daniel Jones is going to lead the Colts to the playoffs? I don't think so. I'm not buying it. 3-14 Colts. They're going to have a bad season. Last but not least, the AFC West. The AFC West. I have 2 teams splitting first place, but I have the Chiefs taking the tiebreaker over the Broncos. They split the head-to-head matchup, and they both finished 4-2 in the division, my predictions. But the Chiefs have a better record in similar games. The Chiefs go 11-3, the Broncos go 10-4, my predictions. So the Chiefs eke out first place barely. And look, they're going to be a solid team in the regular season. They're going to be a great team in the regular season. I think this might finally be the year that they don't make a Super Bowl. They drafted a tackle in the first round. Hopefully that helps the line because you had Joe Tooney switch to tackle, then you traded him to the Bears. So as long as you have Mahomes and Andy Reid, you're going to be fine. You're going to win 10-plus games, 11-plus games, be in the playoffs, win your division. I think this might be the year they finally get taken down the AFC Championship. I think they might make it again, but I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl team this year. They don't. You're still wondering what's going to happen on offense. You know, they bring back Marquise Brown, bring back Juju Smith-Schuster, but sign Elijah Mitchell, bring back Kareem Hunt, but hopefully Rashee Rice is back and healthy because that's really your main weapon. Maybe Kelsey. Kelsey looks slimmer. He looks slimmer, so I think they're going to win 12 games just on Mahomes and Reid alone. But I think they finally fall back in the playoffs. And the team that tied with them, the Denver Broncos, I have them going 12-5 as well. I am so high on the Broncos. This is my sleeper team this year. Huge additions. Drake Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, both those guys hurt the last couple seasons. But if they come back healthy, they're both big-time players. Drafted the corner, Jahdae Barron in the first round. They had a great defense last year, and they only got better. Evan Ingram on offense, J.K. Dobbins at running back, and no big losses. And I love Bo Nix way more than most people. He's a better arm than people think. He's faster than people think. I think Bo Nix is actually developing into a really good quarterback in this league. And he's really talented from what I've seen. So the Broncos have all the pieces to compete this year. I think the Broncos are going to be an X-Factor sleeper, potential Super Bowl contender. I'm not even kidding. I'm really high on the Broncos, 12-5. Third place, I have the Chargers going 10-7. Look, they're going to be solid this year, but they're in the best division of football. I would watch out for running back Omarion Hampton, drafted in the second round. He might add a spark to that offense, the spark that they need. They bring back Mike Williams, they add the tight end Tyler Conklin, sign Mekhi Becton. So they're trying to shore up that offense. Their line, they have 2 great tackles, but the interior of that line sucked ass. Okay, they were terrible. But Mekhi Becton, you sign him at guard. Hopefully that helps at the line a little bit. And you're going to be solid, but you're in the best division of football. So I am really high on the Broncos. They're just stacked on defense. Now have a pretty decent offense. The Chargers, I would say the Broncos have a better roster than the Chargers. So I'm going to put the Chargers in third place at 10-7. And the Raiders, I have them going 5-12. Again, best division in football. It's going to be tough. I think they'll be competitive, but you're in the best division in football. And they just don't stack up with the 3 other teams. I think Ashton Genty will be good, but can he carry an NFL offense? They have an extremely weak wide receiver room. Jacoby Myers, and I don't really know who else. Brock Bowers is elite, of course, but I'm just not high in this roster. Pete Carroll's first year. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be feisty, but I don't think they stack up with the other 3 teams. So you have the Chiefs 12-5, Broncos 12-5, Chargers 10-7, and the Raiders 5-12. So where does that leave the playoffs? Where does that leave the seeding? I'll tell you right now. 1 seed, I got the Ravens. 2 seed, I got the Bills. They're both 13-4, but the Ravens beat the Bills head-to-head in my predictions. So Ravens 1, Bills 2 seed, Chiefs 3 seed, Texans 4 seed. So those are your division winners. Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Texans. The 5 seeds, I had the Broncos, barely not winning the division with the Chiefs. 6 seed Bengals and 7 seed Chargers. So I'll repeat that again. Number 1, I got the Bengals, 2 Bills, 3 Chiefs, 4 Texans, 5 Broncos, 6 Bengals, 7 Chargers. Who just missed the playoffs? The Pittsburgh Steelers at 8-9. Just not good enough on offense. I don't think Aaron Rodgers can carry that offense. I think this will be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. That's that. Patriots, big step up for them. Big step up. But they're still a year away from being a playoff team. And the Jaguars, just a weird team. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. It's just, I don't trust Liam Cohen for sure. I don't trust the owner. I don't trust the GM. And it's really that. I mean, I just don't think there's a weird team. Travis Hunter situation, very weird. So the Steelers 8-9, Patriots 8-9, Jaguars 7-10. You really don't have a stacked conference this year. All the playoff teams, all the teams that don't make the playoffs are all under 500. So weird year for the AFC, but that's how I think it's going to go. So we'll see if that plays out that way. Thanks, guys. Have a good week. I'll see you soon. Take care.